live. We're live. I'm scared. I've never done this topic before. Hold on a sec. I'm going to have to...
No worries.
Yeah, I'm going to have to mute it. That was a brilliant idea on YouTube's part to make the volume have to be muted right when you go live. And that's how we ended up with Studio Beta. All right.
I'm on the bottom.
I don't even remember if I tweeted it out. Hold on a sec. Did I tweet it? I can't remember. I'm going to tweet it. Share.
Hey, everybody.
Tweet.
You can stop over there.
Give me a minute. Give me a minute.
Jenny, Todd, Sun Media, Story of Dory, Blue Rock, Chris, Sun Media, Todd, I go same people. Hi. Hi. Hi, Chris. How you doing? I'm just talking so long while Dave is still busy sharing and doing his thing.
Yeah, I got this stupid share button. I can't get to the X because it went on the top of my monitor. I want to close that off. There we go.
Hello.
Chrysler Imperial. I saw you comment on my video earlier. Hello, everyone. By the way, just give me a minute. We got the beautiful Megan's blog, the beautiful Mel Godoy up on the panel, and we even have snow, which is off in the background.
Okay. Hopefully my signal cooperates.
All right, there we go. Now I can look at the chat. Let's see who's here. Jamie Kiss, Jenny Marseth. Yes, Lou Rock. The sound is really bad. Well, the sound is really bad. Well, I was over here away from my microphone, so I mean, I wasn't really going for the sound. Dog am. Yes, that is a kitten. That's right.
Oh, you little baby.
Wilma Berg Goach is out in the chat. The seamstress is out there. Can't hear Mel. Oh, yes. Thank you, Lou. You should be able to now. That was a rookie mistake on my part. I forgot to crank up the desktop. I went live a little too fast.
I said hello to everybody and nobody heard me.
Yes, we got to start all over. We got to start all here. I'll get us up to speed.
Oh, wow. I said hello to all of you guys.
She did. Oh, man. Chrysler Imperial, Chris Celez, Todd, Story of Dory, Life of Grace, and Logan Vlog. She did. She said hi to everybody. Oh, crap. Oh, well. Yeah, now here's the Story of Dory. We can't hear anybody. Now it'll change, like... Thanks, Lou Rock. I always tell people that. Tell the host if something's going wrong. Tell the host. Hello, Paula Wall. I like saying that, Paula Wall. Look at Snow. The kitty. Fine Fireberry is out there, too, by the way. Canadian Witches, how you doing? Little different subject tonight. We just thought we'd talk about animals a little bit. Stephanie Ferrante. If I do the Instagram giveaway, direct my followers to here. I'm not quite following that, Stephanie Ferrante. Boomer D. Hey.
No.
Pet topic is fun and endless. Well, we're gonna try it, Virginia Woolf. I don't know. I love pets. I mean, obviously, how many here? I don't know what to say to Stephanie Ferrante. I don't exactly know what she really wants. I don't know if that'll work.
Don't advertise that on YouTube anymore.
Yeah, we're not really. Wait. We can't hide. Oh, that was an accident, Boomer. Yeah. I was like, you can't hide Stephanie. Oh, my goodness. She'll kick my ass. Sorry, Stephanie. That was a rookie mistake by Boomer there. It's okay, Green Bay. Well, what is she at? I didn't even quite understand the message. Is Stephanie trying to get to 1,000? Is that what's going on? Paul Michael DB, good to see you. Oh, I get it, Boomer. It's all right. It's all good. Bouncer slab. Why? Why what? Why what? I'm just saying my last 2 videos are not to be watched by anyone. May God have mercy on my soul. What? Bouncers. Oh my goodness. I have 3
Right.
cats.
Jenny says I have 3 cats. Mama told me to touch it.
Yeah, rookie mistakes. I made one too. So let's let's start with Mel Godoy. Tell us exactly how many animals you have. Get ready for this, guys. This might take half the live stream.
A lot. In total, we have 12 animals. Our newest addition is a let me see. I think he's a couple months old. Our newest addition is a ferret. His name is Creature, after the house elf in Harry Potter, because the other ferret is named Dobby, after the house elf on Harry Potter. So I was like, why don't you just call him Creature? It's the other house elf. So, yes, we have 2 ferrets. We have 7 cats, 2 dogs, and a bird.
Wow. And no one tries to eat in each other?
Our cat Oliver tries to run out the door because the bird stays out in the back porch in his cage. So he likes being outside. He likes the heat and everything. So
yeah, I was gonna say you're in a warmer state, so you could have a bird outside in the back there.
Yeah, he's Samson is his name. He's a parakeet. Some said he's a budgie. I don't know if that's the same thing or not. I don't really know anything about birds other than that he's a parakeet. So I can show him later. But basically how we got all the animals was when I met my wife Rebecca, back when we were dating, she had 2 cats and a dog, and I had 2 cats. Then I moved in with her, and then a couple months later we got 2 more cats, and then Oliver found us. So so we ended up with 7 cats. We got Shasta for a dog baby, but sadly we lost baby to cancer about 3 or 4 months ago. So and Shasta was lonely, so we ended up getting Luna, our little red-nosed pit puppy. So, and they love each other though. They're like 2 peas in a pod, and they actually it's weird. They actually look alike, except for Shasta's ginormous and and Luna's tiny. So
yeah, this will be off subject for just a quick sec. This is for Stephanie Ferranti. I think I got a better idea what she's talking about. She's trying to figure out about doing a giveaway. It's against you. Stephanie, I made a video about giveaways with some really good information in it because I was going to do one back in December. If you want to check my videos out, and it brings in the YouTube policies on that. Giveaways are kind of a touchy area. I misunderstood your question. Yeah, giveaways can get you into trouble on YouTube. I know people do them. I know that's kind of off subject. So you can tell Mel has a lot of animals. She's qualified to talk about animals. What about you, Megan? What's your current animal status?
My current animal status is this guy. And I have maybe my dog, and I have fish, a lot of fish. But he's the newest addition. His name is Snow. He's a baby, a little baby, and he's still even too young to be vaccinated. I have to wait another week for him to be able to be vaccinated. And he's my newest friend, and we've become quite good friends as well. But I have had many animals in the past. I love animals. I've always had them around me. I grew up with them. I'm an animal lover.
See, a lot of people don't know. I don't have any animals right now, but I've actually had a lot of animals in my past. Actually. And by the way, Stephanie Ferrante says I have a dog, Cinnamon. She is a Boston Terrier. Jenny thinks he's adorable. Snow. Sun Media loves fish. I've had fish. Let's see here. Tina's Vlogs is out there too, by the way. Thanks for coming by. Little
Funny,
Pony.
I actually saw a woman today when I went to go pick up Snow's package because I got him a toy. There was a woman walking with her rabbit on a leash. Yeah,
Wow.
in China. I was like, what?
Well,
I've never seen that. Like a real, like big rabbit.
Zara has a rabbit, you know, Cheeky. Wow. Kelspan's, wait, you don't have animals, right? No. I don't know what I would do with no pets. Well, Kelspan, my daughter's got Jag the German Shepherd. He was over last night. And then my daughter's got Humphrey the hamster. He's coming this weekend. But the main reason that we don't have animals now, I have members of my family in the house that are allergic to them. And so we can't really have them. They can visit, but they have allergies, like my kids have allergies. But I used to own a lot of dogs, a lot of cats. I had a guinea pig. Our last dog, we actually had to put her down. She had really bad cancer, and that was back end of the 90s, probably about 2000. That's the last time I had an actual owned pet, just so you know. Herman the Great, good to see you, by the way. Theo T. Oh, you saw my trick-or-treat video. Yeah, I got a whole bunch of new videos up for anyone out there. And Megan starred in one, actually, by the way.
There's no Halloween in China, guys.
Oh, my goodness. I'm going to say it again. If anyone, we had some people, some, not a lot, but some, that actually thought that was a real video and that we were being mean to Megan. We were fighting from laughing. My cheeks were hurting so bad as I was talking to Megan, and Megan was keeping that face. She was ready to lose it any minute, you know, and I was like, it wasn't real.
That was great. That was great acting.
Like, I had people asking me if I was okay, were they tormenting me or whatever, and I was like, no, no, all part of the thing, you know, it was meant to be like that. I wasn't really mad at all, actually. It was just an act.
Well, I tried to tell some people, oh, it's okay, Stephanie. She had a good life. She was, 15 or something like that. She had a good life. She was actually, her name was Tiffany. She was a Cocker Spaniel. And then we had a dog at the same time named Bear. We actually had to put him up for adoption. Bear, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this, Megan or Mel. Our dog Bear, he was like a lab, and he had this disorder. We talked to a vet about it. We could not get him over it. It's called separation disorder. Like when we he would dig. And he dug, like, if we left the house or something like that. Like, one time, we had to kennel him while he was in the house until we got back. We only kept him in the kennel when we were gone. He dug through a big, thick plastic kennel and down into the linoleum of the floor trying to get out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Hey, Carl and Mr. Bot Monster.
Hi, Bot Monster. All three of you were hilarious. Well, Megan, we were talking about it, and Megan's like, I'm going to walk off camera. She's like, I'm going to walk off camera. And I think I said, no, just leave the room.
Yeah, I said, no. I said, should I walk off, or will it be more dramatic if I leave the call?
It was totally staged. Oh, my goodness.
Perfect. I even questioned. I knew it was a joke, but I even questioned there because I'm like, y'all are like acting like way too well. I'm just like making it seem so aggravated. I'm like, I know it's such a joke, but I was like starting to question it.
You know what's funny?
It was perfect.
Cab, after he watched it, he didn't think it was that funny, and Megan was off. She was talking to someone else and didn't see the final one. I was laughing so hard, Megan. I was crying, and Cab's in there.
I thought it was hilarious too.
And it just goes to show comedy is subjective. But I was crying, and Ben was laughing more at me laughing, and I'm watching it. And it's like, no, we don't have Halloween in China. But what kind of costumes do you wear? And I'm just like losing it. I'm like, just...
Right.
Kelly Skaggs, as a kid, everything over. Oh my goodness, 300 birds, ducks, chickens, geese, turkeys, turtles, rabbits, rodents, reptiles, dogs, cats, fish, tarantulas, and I'm sure I've left some things out. Wow. And Sassy Redhead had 7 rabbits, 2 guinea pigs, 2 parrots, 2 cockatoos, a python, hamsters, dogs, cat. Oh my goodness. I think we struck a nerve here, Megan. I think people love animals.
When I was growing up, I actually had 2 horses. A horse is my favorite animal. And I actually grew up horse riding, and I had 2 in my lifetime. And there is nothing like having a bond with a horse. Like, honestly, beautiful creatures, beautiful. And they are, how do I say, one-person animals. Do you know what I mean? And then when you form that kind of relationship with them, it's amazing. I would do anything to have them still. But that's unfortunate. I can't.
By the way,
I also grew up with dogs, birds, fish, cats. You know, I've had them all. Sorry, guys, I'm sick.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I just want to tell the bot monster. I saw that comment. Just hang with us, bot monster. I don't like to normally do drama like the other day, so I don't make a lot of videos like that. I know that was totally random. My dog died.
I also have a huge heart because when I lived in Thailand, I used to feed all the animals, the strays that used to live at the university that I worked at. I used to feed all the cats. And then the school that I worked at, I used to feed the dogs there. And the apartment building that I lived at, I fed the dogs there. Like, I've always been drawn to animals. And I think it's because I believe that animals can't hurt you. People can hurt you, but animals can't. And they just want to be loved. So...
Well, wait a minute. You've got some fish now, too, don't you?
Sorry, we got a hamster as well. I forgot about Hammy. Oops.
Oh.
Carter will kill.
And you have you have some fish now.
I've got, in my house, this house, I have fish and a cat. At my daughter's father's house, we have a dog, a fish, lots of fish, and a hamster. Forgot about the hamster.
Megan, you trying to catch up to me? You just need 6 more cats, another dog, a couple ferrets.
I need 6 more cats.
And a bird.
So
there you go.
Sort of a problem. 6 cats.
Sassy Redhead says a rabbit is her favorite.
I had a rabbit growing up. His name was Angel.
I've never had a rabbit.
He was a black rabbit, and he lived until the day he died, and he was gray pretty much when he died. Like he lived his whole life out. He was a lovely rabbit.
Well, yeah, Zara's got a rabbit named Cheeky. She's showed it on the stream occasionally. I've never had a rabbit. I'm just reading the chat. So many people are talking about their animals. I'm like, I'm just trying to ease into this. I've never done a stream like this.
Yeah, I like to talk to Lulu more about ferrets because I really know nothing about ferrets other than what I've learned with the 2 we have. So, I know a lot about cats. I grew up with cats, but didn't have a dog until I moved in with Rebecca. So that was like 2016. So, but I don't know. I love all animals. Doesn't matter. So.
Jenny, I didn't know Jenny Marseth had a cat that was 20 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
I didn't even know a cat could live 20 years old. I didn't know that. Fritz 2006 Gola.
Yeah, my friend had a cat. So,
Mel's kind of robotic a little bit.
Yeah, she's cutting out a little bit.
it's probably my signal. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
You gonna do Verizon?
Yeah, can you hear me now? Good.
Just say you
Yeah,
got
it's
really,
my
really
signal.
old. So tell me this. What are your okay, so it's on my list. I gotta list some things. How about some of your favorite animals? What about favorite animals? Ah, there's Mr. Bot Monster. Good. All right, cool.
My
I like
favorite
giraffes. I like giraffes.
horses. Number one is horses.
Horses.
Yeah, and then I would say cats and dogs next.
See, my
They sort of
wife
are the-
grew up on a farm. She had horses, but we can't have any, obviously, now. She loved them. She couldn't ride them anymore, though, because we're back and stuff.
Oh, I love riding horses. I used to go hiking with them all the time. It was another lifetime. It feels like a lifetime ago. They are such amazing creatures. I can't describe the feeling when you have a bond with a horse. But that's domesticated animals, yeah. That's my favorite. Hey, Smurfalicious. How you doing, girl?
Hey, Mary Neal's favorite animal is a horse. I used to show horses. I did Western show flag ad barrel racing. Wow.
Nice.
KK
I used to
Bootsie's
love
out
outdoor
there.
hacking because I'm all about finding the beauty in the world, right? So I used to love being on horseback and going outdoors riding. It was always eventful because if some funky creature decided to come out and give the horse a scare and the horse decided to take off, you got to be prepared. But it was always a lot of fun. I've had many horse riding accidents. That's why my back is the way that it is. Apart from other accidents. But I will happily get back on horseback tomorrow if I could.
I love horses, but I'm afraid to ride them.
I rode one once, and they gave me the granny horse, the one that doesn't do much. There was a place where you could rent horses, by the hour to take you on the trail or whatever. And they're like, "Have you ever ridden a horse?" I'm like, "No." And they're like, "Okay, you get her." It's like this old white horse that was like, I don't know, 80 years old or something like that.
My first horse was my first one. I was 9 years old when I got her. Her name was Smart Lady, and she was a thoroughbred. She was an X-race horse. I had her for a couple of years. She hated men. She hated men. I would ride her, and then my instructor would try to get on her to ride, and she would throw him off, kick back, and get him off. She didn't like men, and then he would say to my mother, like, "How could you let her ride this horse? No, he fucks," and all kinds of she fucks and whatever. And my mom was like, "Well, Megan, get back on the horse." And I got back on, and she didn't do anything. She just didn't like men. And she would rear and bark and throw the men off, and then I could get back on straight afterwards, no worries. So yeah, and then later on, when I was about 18, 19, I got my second horse, and he was a cross between a thoroughbred and what we call a blue cat, which is a farm horse. And his name was Duras, which means teacher of wisdom, spiritual guide. So I used to ride him out too. Beautiful.
Wow. There's a lot of people talking about horses out in the chat.
It's not a cheap hobby to have, horse riding. They are not cheap pets to have. They cost an arm and a leg.
Well,
oh yeah,
I used to have a friend named.
It's expensive.
I had a friend named Bill, and he used to have race horses because he used to be a trainer, and he would pick up the horses after they kind of lived out their race life, you know. And I remember one
Yeah.
day being on his farm, and he was always showing off to me about uh, how he'd feed them with an apple in his mouth, you know, and they had like these big teeth. It's like, Bill, you're nuts, man. He's like, no, they're fine. He freaking came into work the next day with like a swollen. The horse bit him, and I was like, I'll never forget that. I was like, Bill, I told you that horse was gonna bite you, but he was.
It wasn't obviously intentional. Horses are not aggressive animals normally. So
And
they normally they flight animals, so they will more likely take off and run away than they would unless they get backed into a corner or something.
well, that brings up another funny story about the stupidity of Wacky, who did not grow up on a farm. The first time my wife brought me up to her parents, their relatives' farms, they're all farmers, animals up there. And I go up to the pasture, I'm looking at the cows, right? And all the cows run, stop, turn around and look at me. And I'm freaking out like, oh, wow, this is like incredible. Did you see that? And they're laughing their butts off at me. They're like, they always do that. I'm like, really? I thought it was some like big dramatic event, you know? It was like, no. No, Mason Fox, we're just talking about animals. We've never done a stream like this. We're just winging it. That's what's going on. Florida English Empath, good to see you, by the way.
My cat Cleo sasses me. She, if I lay on my side, she comes up to me. There, like goes like this to my back or my stomach. She's telling me, "Okay, you need to lay on your back so I can lay on you." Otherwise, she'll like sit there and she will sass me. She'll be like, meow, 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 meow. I'm like, okay, just I'm comfortable laying on my side. Do you mind? Oh, she'll figure it out. She'll lay on my side or whatever. She's like, you're my mattress. I'm gonna lay on you. So,
Yeah, I really, when Jag was over last night, I just love that dog. He's so beautiful. He's got these big ears, and he's so big. I had him in the hangout. I called up Lulu. Lulu, Jag's over. And she's like,
Sorry.
and she was like, my goodness, he's so big, you know. And I'm like holding on. I'm like, yeah, Lulu, I don't know how long I can hold him.
yeah, Shasta's a big dog, and we got her 9 weeks. She was huge. So
I got a question for you. We're talking about animals. We got the chat here. I got some questions. What do you think about like the whole vegetarian thing? People like don't want to eat animals. I don't know about vegetarians. See, that's what I'm asking you guys. Are they against the killing of animals, or are they just against the eating of them for a better diet? Do you know anything about that? Anybody?
I think it's both ways. I think it goes both ways. I think there are people that are very much anti killing animals, so that's why they do that. And I think some of them do it for health purposes. I think it's a 50-50 there. I love animals. Am I a meat eater? 100%. But I don't eat cats and dogs and horses and birds.
No, I don't
birds
eat.
like chickens. Do you know what I mean? Like I eat animals that were bred to be eaten. That's what I eat. I don't eat any of these funky, interesting meals that people eat. You know?
No, Hen Kid says they're vegetarian. Nina Landis, how you doing tonight? You know anything about vegetarians, Mel? Okay, thanks. Let's get back to the chat. No, just kidding.
no, my friend, one of my friends, she's been a vegetarian for years, and she just chose it for more of the healthy lifestyle, not necessarily for the killing of animals or whatever. For her, it was about a healthy life, healthy way of life. So eating just vegetables, but I like bacon too much, so burgers.
Why don't you ask Mary? Ask Ken Kid, what is your reason for being a vegetarian? Is it health reasons or is it because of animals?
Oh yeah, and Hen Kid's a vegetarian too.
Yeah, that's good. I tried to be, but I failed.
K-Dog, hello K-Dog. And Greedy says I have to eat animals. I couldn't live without my burgers. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm a meat eater. I gotta
I have
have
a
it.
friend who's against the abuse of animals before slaughter. I also know a guy who is allergic to poultry. He got so worried about cross-contamination from the other meat that he turned vegan. You know, that's the thing with me. Like when I lived back home in South Africa, it's a bit harder for me to do it here. But everything that I ever bought was free range. I never bought battery chickens. I never bought factory battery eggs, as I call them. I always used to buy the food that was free range. Even though it cost more, it just made me feel better because I'm very much an animal lover. And I thought, you know, I do eat animals, but maybe hypocritical, but at least I would rather pay an extra 10 cents for an egg in my currency, obviously, for an egg than that is a free range where the chicken had a good life as opposed to an egg where they were
Well,
factory chicken.
well, it's funny you mentioned chickens because I saw a video once. I don't know if this was pushing it a little on the whole animal cruelty thing, but there was a guy and he was talking about, we got to stop eating chickens, right? And they were interviewing him. Guy was dead serious. He said the chickens want to be home with their families, so we got to stop eating them. I was like, I'm not kidding. That's what he said. It was an interview. He was fighting against eating chickens because they want to be home with their families.
I'm allergic to a lot of food and it stinks. Oh, that's why Hen Kid is a vegetarian. Allergic to a lot of foods.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Fireberry the
well,
Fam says fresh farm eggs are so much more flavorful and tasty. I've never had them, and actually,
I have, and yeah, they are really good.
Is because why does it matter which one you get and the animal still dies anyway? But at least the animal had a good life when it died, as opposed to being stuck in a cage for the rest of eternity.
I got it. Hey,
That's
AQT, good to see you, by the way.
And yes, you're right. Fresh eggs from the farm, like free range chickens, is the best. I actually, because I used to horse ride, I used to be on the farm a lot, and having a fried egg from a chicken that's already just laid the egg is a lot tastier than an egg that you buy in a carton thing.
Yeah.
Gail B, I hope
Yeah, they are.
Yes.
And even if you break the egg and it like spreads in the pan, like when you buy a egg from the store, it like spreads. The white of the egg spreads like that. But if you have a fresh farm egg and you open the egg, it lands and it's solid. Like it's a lot healthier.
Oh. They taste so much better. You just can't compare the fresh from the farm eggs. Just amazing.
Very rich taste, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we buy the organic, I don't know, cage-free, whatever, eggs, and they're so much better. A lot easier on my stomach anyway, so, because other foods, my stomach's so sensitive too, so.
So I got a question for you guys, the chat. You guys, what do you think about like hunting, like hunters? Because I know some people are.
Get me started on hunting.
No, because my wife's side, they're deer hunters. I've eaten a lot of venison. They're big deer hunters. I know there's a big hunting community out there. I know that the Jimmy John sub guy got in trouble. He was out hunting elephants or something, and that was making its round around Twitter. What do you gals think about that?
Is he poaching?
Hunting?
I am an African, so hunting for me is a big no-no because people are killing my wildlife from my country, and it's disturbing because we don't have rhinos there. If you're a hunter and you're hunting for food, I can live with that. But if you are hunting for trophies, you can get effed out of my life. I'm not into it. I don't think it's appropriate. I don't think there's a reason for it. We have so many issues in South Africa. I actually spoke about this on the stream and I cried my eyes out because we have one white rhino left.
See,
My child, I grew up seeing these animals. My child will never get to
One.
see it.
Wow.
That is my elephants, tusks, the ivory, lions, cheetahs for their fur. No, I can't do it. I can't.
so in South Africa, see, like here in the States, like especially like where I live in the Midwest, people go duck hunting, deer hunting, wild turkeys, pheasants, things like that. You don't have that kind of hunting in South Africa because you don't have
They
those.
do, but it's for food.
Right.
Like we hunt deer. Like not we. I don't have any part of it. But there are people that hunt deer, and they use it for meat. So it's like venison, basically. We call them buck. We have, and they also use them to make jerky and food items to eat. But we do have places where, like, they are like buck reserves, deer reserves, where people go in there and hunt for trophies. But that is more for the overseas people to come with lots of money, right? To
Right.
put
Yeah,
those.
a lot of lawyers were doing that.
But it's not our cats. Don't be mistaken. It's not our cats. It's not our wild cats. It's not our elephants. It's not our rhinos. It's not our lions and not our cheetahs and our leopards. Do you know what I mean? Like that is for buck only, and they actually are bred for that reason. Because we have the kudu, which is a very magnificent looking deer, and we have a lot of others as well. But and yeah, but the people come over and they hunt our big cats and our big wildlife, which is causing a problem because, like I said, we're running out of animals. They're all.
Well, like
It's
here we have a deer population. They encourage hunting of the deers because there's so many of them around here, and they
Yeah,
end
I
up.
mean, if you have an overpopulation of them and it has to be controlled, and that's the way they choose to control it, then, what can I say to that? But I am totally against hunting. I think that if you're hunting for food, I can live with that. I'm okay with that. But if you're hunting for sport to put a trophy on your wall, I'm not interested. I really am not. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. I don't. I know a guy back home in South Africa who has all these trophies on his wall, and I refuse to go to his house.
Oh, I misunderstood Chrysler Imperial H. I thought they were a trophy hunter. He said no, the opposite. He's against trophy hunting too. Oh no, we lost Megan.
No, you didn't lose me. I just put my camera off.
Oh. You ever been into hunting, Mel, or anything, or?
no, I never wanted. I never was interested in hunting. Never wanted to go. I was going to add to the what Megan mentioned about population control. Down here in Florida, for a month out of the year, they allow alligator hunting to control the population. So for the entire month, you have to be licensed for it too. But they'll go out hunt gator, however many.
Oh wow,
And,
alligator hunting season. Wow.
Yeah, yeah, we have an alligator hunting season here. It's only for 1 month out of the year though. So because because we'll get. I mean, it's not uncommon for people to have alligators in their pools or in their backyard. They like to get into the holding ponds that we have here. And
Have you ever had one at your house there?
not at the house. We had when I was living with my in-laws, they had a holding pond just right around like a block away, and there was alligators in it. So we took the dogs out one day for a walk and just saw a little alligator just sitting there chilling next to the sidewalk. And I'm like, okay, maybe we should walk the other way.
Wow.
So,
Wow. I would freak out. Alligators, I mean, they're,
yeah, they're everywhere. It's worse in Miami though. There's a lot of canals down there that they like to live in, and people walk by them with their dogs. And there's a lot of stories where these poor dogs get eaten by the gators, jump out of the canals because the sidewalks are right next to the canals. So, and these poor dogs get eaten by the alligators. So, But we do have a lot of like wild game, like not wild game officers, but the people that'll go out and they'll rehome basically the alligators if they're in your yard or if they're in a canal or something like that. They'll take them, put them out where they won't be a menace to people. So
do you eat alligator meat down there in Florida? Is it for sale or is it? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, we have a lot of restaurants here.
You got like
That,
alligator
gator tail's
restaurants?
really good.
Oh wow! Let me guess. Tastes like chicken, right?
I think everything tastes like chicken.
Too greedy. Greedy, I'm not from the UK, so it doesn't affect me at all. Sorry.
Oh, the politics in Britain. Yeah, greedy. Megan's blog sounds like she's English, but she's actually South African. So she has the accent, but she lives in China. So don't worry.
Yeah, no, I have no thoughts on it at all.
I don't even know what it is.
It doesn't affect me at all.
I don't even know what it is.
Secretly Dutch.
Video call-in show says gator is good. Tastes more like.
Yeah, good.
What is conch? I don't know. Conch to me. Maybe that's a mistype. I don't know what that means.
It's like a sea. It's a seashell.
Oh.
Sea animal.
I have the allergy to seafood, so I can't do it.
Oh, and
well, a lot of people are eating gators out here. I'm reading the chat. That's funny. A lot of people. Yeah, I've had gator. It's good. Wow.
Yeah, it is good. Yeah, I've had a gator tail. And I had these little fried gator bites. It's I was gonna say, have you ever had whitefish or like tilapia or something like that? But since you have a seafood allergy, I don't know.
Sorry, this is for Story Dory. He says he's been croc hunting before, but the police wanted him because he was shooting at people's feet. Good one, Story Dory. You must know I love crocs. Sorry.
I love seafood. I'm a seafood addict. I eat sushi. I eat all kinds of seafood. I'm not allergic to anything, thankfully.
Yeah, I've got the seafood allergy.
No allergies for me.
Oh, hey, we were talking about something earlier. It's on my list. I wonder if the chat knows this, but we were talking about it. Canine dogs, that work for the police officers. If you mess with them, you can get arrested as if you're messing with an actual police officer, a human. I was going to throw that out to see what you thought of that. And you had told me something about their funerals even or something, Mel. What was that all about again?
They get canine dogs. They get buried with full honors, just like a police officer that's been killed in the line of duty. They get buried with full honors. So, like you said, that if someone injures a canine, it's like if, let's say if they shot the poor canine dog, it's the same as like shooting a police officer, so they can still get the same same repercussions.
Yeah, when I heard about that, I got mixed emotions about that. I wouldn't want the dog to suffer or anything like that, but being charged that would be like charged with murdering a police officer. Wow, that's deep. Hello, Diana Johnson.
Yeah, it is pretty steep.
So don't mess with canines, people out there. Oh, Joy Sumter heard that as well. What do you think about the dog walkers? You know what I just found about dog? Do you have those in China at all, Megan?
I have not seen it.
No.
I don't think so.
Well, where I live, I just found out that these dog walkers I see roaming around are getting like $25 a dog to go out and walk them for like an hour, and people are paying this. So I used to think the dog walkers were just like getting $5 an hour or something. My wife and daughter said, "Do you know how much dog walkers are getting?" My daughter was thinking about becoming one.
Yeah, they have two places here, Wag and Rover, and yeah, you could actually set your own price. You can set if you want it to be $25 for a walk, or you can even have them if you wanted to if someone needed to house them or board them, you can have them stay in your house, or you can go stay at the person's house and they'll pay you the way, but actually get paid more if they stay at your house. So I was looking into it, but it was just too much for me. So
I was kind of trying to follow what Davros was saying there. Hi, Kyle Childress, by the way. He was talking about like self-defense against dogs. I gotta admit this because I was in sales for over 20 years with the public, and I got attacked by a lot of people's dogs. There were I hate to say it, a lot of irresponsible dog owners out there. Nothing personal to the chat. There's kids that have been mauled by dogs and things like that.
yeah, if you came to our door trying to sell something, our dog will lick you to death. My dogs are the biggest goofballs, and they're very sweet. I mean, they like to bark at people walking by and jogging, but if someone comes to the door, they lick them to death. So I'm like, someone's jogging. Why are you barking at them?
I want to see snow again, Megan. Come on, you're the only. You got the. Come on, we got to see snow again. This is, if you just get here, this is Megan's new kitty, Snow. I have no animals to show you other than in video form. Oh, yeah.
He's so tiny. That's how big Jack was when I got him.
Can we get a close-up again, Megan? He's so cute.
He's sleeping.
Oh, I didn't know he was asleep. Look at him. Oh, my goodness.
Look at the little belly. It's so cute. Oh, gosh.
Oh. Yeah, that's Snow.
I have a cat she's our tiny kitty. She's 3 years old, but she's the size of a 6-month-old kitten. She's very tiny. So, but her brother is the complete opposite. He's like 15 pounds, giant orange tabby cat. That's why his name is Garfield. He's a big fatty. So,
I think animals, like with elderly folks and just people in general that are living alone or something, I think you can probably live longer having an animal, actually. I think I'm convinced of that, actually. People laugh at me because, like, when my daughter brings her hamster over, Humphrey, like, man, you love that hamster. He's just I love that guy. He just brings me such happiness, I think I'm the weird one that doesn't actually own an animal. Hello, DDM. Hello, Michigander man.
What's up?
Thanks, guys. He's really cute. He's a baby, though. He sleeps a lot. Like, a lot.
Diana Johnson says cats keep your blood pressure down.
Yeah. I've heard that.
Yeah, they do.
Mrs. Green Thumb says they calm people down. Wow. Oh, look at this. Everyone's saying, am I the only one that didn't know you get lower blood pressure having an animal?
Yeah. They know when you're not feeling good or if something's wrong, they'll just pile up on you like my cats do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Cleo knows when I'm having a rough day, she'll come up and, she's always laying on me anyway, but she'll come over and lay next to me and purr really loud and it calms me down. So.
Yeah, I always remember the dogs in the past that were just, they put their head on their paws and they're just looking at you like, I know something's wrong. I wish I could make it better.
I know someone in chat that has an adorable doggy.
My animals always make me feel better. They do. And then, like, especially if I'm down or upset or hurting or whatever, like Navy will not leave my side. If I'm there at their house, Navy will not leave my side. If he knows if I've been upset or I've cried or whatever, He's right there on my heels. So
He's a
Oh, look at what Joy Sumter says. She says they bring animals into hospitals, like for the patients to pet them, because it makes sick people feel better.
Oh yeah, yeah. Nursing homes, they do that a lot. My mom worked in for a nursing homes for about 30 years, and they always brought in, well, they called them like therapy animals, and they bring them in, and they like cats. They bring cats in, they bring dogs, and have the cats just sit there on the bed with the patients or the residents, and they absolutely were just tickled pink over it. They absolutely loved it, and made them smile and brighten their day.
I'm sorry, Greedy says, enjoy the rest of your stream. I'm off to get drunk. Hey, Greedy, don't overdo it or drive or anything like that. But if you're at home and it's all, oh, Lulu's up here.
Oh,
hello.
I want to ferrets.
Well, I know this. I know how much Megan's been smiling lately since snow has come into your life.
Yeah.
So, Lulu,
Hi.
how you doing?
Good. How are you guys?
We're trying something different tonight. We're talking about animals.
Yes, I see that. That's why I came up.
You've got a few.
Oh.
I think Mel is running a close second with you, though, Lulu, after she divulged how many animals she has.
Lulu probably has to be beat.
Yeah, what was your number, Mel? You got 12, right?
Yeah, 12 down with our new ferret. So
I have 12. I lost my little poodle 2 weeks ago.
oh,
So you two are on par. 12.
Yeah.
Who did you lose?
That was a dog, wasn't it,
No, wait
Lulu?
a minute. 4, 5, 6, 7,
I can't
8,
hear
9,
Lulu.
10, 11.
She's counting right now, Megan. She's got her fingers out like 1, 2.
I do.
Lulu said she lost her poodle recently.
Yeah, I have 12. Yeah, he was 14 and a half.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thanks. That's a hard one. Oh.
Yeah, I understand. We lost our baby girl about 3 months ago to cancer. So
Yeah.
we tried everything, but she started bleeding, and there's nothing we could do. So after that, so it's hard. She was a great dog, brought a lot of joy and everything in our life. So
Oh, the same with my little fella. We bought him at 12 weeks old, and we took him everywhere. And then all of a sudden, he's not here. He was only 4 pounds, but it's hard to believe how much space a little tiny dog can take up. Do you know what I mean?
oh yeah. Yes, even a cat.
Wait a minute. Kel's family says I lost my pal while I was visiting Mel and Rebecca.
Yeah. Pal was if I'm right, Kel's Pal was 16, and I guess he was blind and everything, but he was starting to fail in health. So while she was down here with us, they had to make the hard decision to put Pal down, but I think her being around all of these animals helped her. So and Shasta and Luna, oh my gosh, all the animals adored her. They were just even Freya. Freya is kind of our antisocial, like temperamental cat, but she was laying on her lap. She absolutely loved her. So
Hey, Jojo Walker Unplugged #Nations13 is rating us right now.
oh,
You got to read the hashtag.
What does it say? #Ride My Assy Raid. Oh my! Thank you, Jojo. That's perfect style. I love it.
well, Shasta likes to lick butts. So I mean, was that close enough?
No. It's we were razzing each other before she was doing a stream, I was doing a stream. We were razzing each other beforehand. So it's a inside joke between me, and then Megan and Mel heard it. So
Yeah.
Thank you, JoJo. Thank you, Ghost.
Thanks,
Thank you,
JoJo.
RK. Southern Belle, thank you. Sharpshooter, thank you.
James, my bro.
Oh my goodness.
When I came in, I heard you guys talking about people taking animals around to the sick and whatnot.
Yeah.
My daughter and I used to do that when she was still home. There was a nursing home here,
Oh, you've done
and
that.
and oh goodness, but we used to take our little animals in because well, we had a big orange cat, and we'd take guinea pigs in and ferret because a lot of these people don't see them. So yeah, so we took those in. Ferrets weren't a big hit.
Oh, they probably scared some people, I suppose.
Oh yeah, one lady she ran out of the building. Another lady jumped on a chair, but these were the workers. The elderly people thought they were great, and this older gentleman he said, "Oh, that looks like a mink. I used to hunt them," and just it was funny. So, but yeah, no, they didn't go over well
I don't know.
at
I've
all.
never held a ferret in person, so I guess I don't know how loving they are, or if they're scratch you or what. I don't know what they do. I just see yours all
Depends
the
on
time.
depends on the ferret. Mine don't. Mine will just sit there in your arms.
And you've got birds now.
Yeah.
I just have to say, I must have called 1,000 times to Frozen.
I don't.
What's that? You heard Lulu? Are you saying hi to Lulu, Dobby?
Well, Lulu, when I was a kid, it probably wasn't even legal, but this was back in the 70s. When I was like 5 years old, 6 years old, we had at one point probably 40 animals in our house.
Oh, wow.
We had, yeah, I remember them. It's funny. 5 years old, I can remember the animals' faces. I remember Tina and Sheila and Coco, just as if I was there. We had all, I don't think back in the 70s they were pushing as much of the spade and neutering, and they were, doing their thing. We had cats, we had dogs, and the family was growing. And I remember at one point we had all these dogs out in the garage. Must have been 20 of them or more. And trying to take care of them, they're pooping all over the place, and I'm out there 5 years old trying to clean it up.
No.
Oh man. And it was kind of interesting because I didn't know this at the time, but we had these cats, and I kept finding the kittens, let's just say, passed away, for lack of better words. And I found out later as an adult that the male cats were doing that to the female cats to keep them in the heat, and so the male cats would kill the kittens. I didn't know that. Wow, that's pretty brutal, actually. It's okay, Florma English empath, so did Michael Jackson, so no, just kidding. Said you had a monkey.
Tomcats will eat kittens.
Tomcats will what?
Well,
Holy, I didn't know that.
Oh, definitely. I can't. Some of my aunts actually.
Not eating anybody's kittens.
Yeah, we got snow up here on the panel, so we, Oh,
here's my feisty girl.
There's cat, look there.
Here's my Frey Frey. This is my feisty girl. She's the alpha cat. Right?
Can you believe how big Jag's getting, Lulu?
Oh, Jag's beautiful.
But he's getting big.
Beautiful.
Oh.
Personality. So funny. I was talking to Jag yesterday in Scooby Dooby's voice. And he was looking at the computer. He's just like, where's Scooby?
His ears perked up every time you'd say that. Remember the one ear was down and you'd
Oh,
do it,
yeah.
and his ears just went right up. They were like,
Oh, that's so funny. Now, if I were to have a kitten like Megan, for instance, my male ferret would Like it, yeah, no, I could never have a kitten or anything like that as long as I have him around. But he's the first ferret I've ever had that would attack something. He attacked one of my daughter's guinea pigs. So I rescued him, and I'm not even sure how old he is. So
Wait
I
a
don't
minute.
know.
Who
I
went
got
after your daughter's guinea pig?
Archie.
Archie, really?
Yeah, I'm
What?
not sure who had him before I did, but he most likely was fed like wild. Some people feed their ferrets are carnivores; they're meat eaters, right? And some people will feed them like raw chicken and and some people will feed them live food. That's all I'm going to say about that. So
Wow.
I got a feeling maybe he was fed one of those because that's one reason I don't have a cat.
Don't stick your butt in the camera.
Weird, eh? Terrible.
Hey, wait a minute. What if Wacky did the dog wipe? You know how they walk across the carpet?
That'd be a great
That-
video.
That's called the ass car races.
What?
The ass car races?
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Every time.
Simon CV's dog likes to give everybody a show from time to time.
Yeah.
Well, at least Freaky Mods is honest. Freaky Mod says my dog likes to bite people.
Oh, wow.
I've been bitten twice by dog.
My wife just got bit by someone's dog randomly yesterday again.
Oh, no.
And they didn't even apologize. That's the thing. I've had coats ripped, bites, and they don't even apologize. What is up with that? And you know what they always say? Oh, he's never done that before. Somehow I don't believe that.
You mean the dog doesn't apologize?
Yeah. Hello, Paranormal Voices, by the way, and Ashley McCormick, by the way.
I was bitten by a bull terrier, and I was bitten by a bull mastiff.
Are they small? Are they small dogs?
No.
Bull mastiff, huge. They're bigger than Shasta.
Did you say a mastiff? Did you say a mastiff?
I was bitten by the one dog that bit me was a bull terrier, which is the one with the pointy face and the pointy ears and the red eyes. And then the other one was the big bull mastiff.
Freya, no, come on. Gotta get down. Go.
I've reported a family member's dog before. That's a tough one, Gail B, because there was a story I saw on the internet the other day about some dogs that got loose from an owner, and they actually a little girl was actually killed from the dogs. So dogs have the
guy's dog that bit me, I was number 9.
Number 9?
I was the person that dog had bitten. And you know what? I don't blame the dog. I blame them because they had this massive dog in a tiny yard. And a bull mastiff is territorial, and they're known to be on farms. They need space. And they had this dog in this tiny little yard. So he decided to walk the dog without a leash. And the dog thinks that the whole little area, cul-de-sac where we live, was his. Do you know what I mean? So he bit me in my friend's driveway. It was in another property. And I was number 9. He continued to bite another 4 or 5 people after that. And then they had a baby. And then when they had a baby, they then got scared. And what did they do? They put the dog down. I was like,
what?
Yeah, they put the dog down because they were afraid that the dog was going to eat their baby. Whereas they should have done something about the dog, the space, or something. But you can't keep a dog like that in the tiny, tiny little area. It's like keeping a bull mastiff in a 1-bedroom apartment.
Well,
No, I wasn't laughing at that. Just to clarify why I was laughing, all my kitties came in and said we're talking about animals, so that's why I laughed. I wasn't laughing at the dog bites. The name sort of fits the subject, so
it's perfect.
Sorry. Go ahead, Lulu. Sorry.
I'm wondering if I could ask a question, and it's for everybody to answer. I'm not making any statements or
on the panel or for the chat or anybody.
Everybody.
Okay.
Don't get mad at me. This is just a question.
No, we're talking about animals. Anything related?
Okay, here in Nova Scotia, Canada, where I'm at, I see a lot of ads put up on local sites looking for a puppy or a dog, or, looking for, well, cats are kind of different. Okay, we'll say dog. Looking for a dog, looking for a large dog. And then, of course, people are asking questions. Oh, well, I live in town. I live in one or an apartment, 2-bedroom apartment. Now, these people work, right? Most of them. So what is happening during the day, or do people agree that your dog is stuck in an apartment all day during a shift while you're at work? I realize people work when they own a house also. Now, when I worked, and of course my husband worked, I would come home at lunch, every lunch hour, or if you have a kennel or a run outside, they can stay out and they have some place to get under cover. I just wanted to know people's opinions. Is that right? Do you think it's
Is the
I
right?
can answer that
is
because I live
Fair?
in an apartment with a dog.
now
Yeah, well, exactly. But I
is
just
the
wanted to know.
question, is it okay to leave a dog at home while you go to work every day?
Well, no,
Or
no.
I'm
Considering
trying
on
to zero in on the question.
considering on your shift, okay, if your dog doesn't have a way, okay, say 12-hour shift. All right, we'll say 12-hour shift. Dogs, I mean, my dogs can go five, if I have to go somewhere, it's 5, 6 hours easy. No problem if I have to. I just don't happen to leave to work anymore. So say a 12-hour shift is, should they get a daycare, or should they hire a dog
My
sitter?
situation
Maybe
either.
people
So
do that these days.
Wow,
yeah.
that's a tough one actually, because like for example, where I live in the Midwest here, most people, if they work somewhere, it's going to be 45 minutes from their house, an hour from their house. They're not going to be able to
Well,
bop home for lunch and let that dog
yeah.
out or
Well,
anything.
Mel had mentioned WAG. We have an association here called WAG, and you can literally take your dog to them. It's a nice establishment, and they'll watch your dog while you're working, and they make it affordable so everyone can do it, which is beautiful, you know.
Well, some interesting comments already. Will the Rocker says Lulu not all day. DDM says where I live in 2020, every cat and dog have to get microchips and get sterilized. Wow.
He's in Canada too.
Um,
Um, but I wanted to say, like for me, because I
Mhm.
live in an apartment with a dog, as you know.
Mhm. Yep.
But my work schedule and the schedule of the dog, is that he's not alone all day. So
Yeah.
we only work like 2 hours in the morning and then we go home. The same with my cat now. Like I work an hour in the morning and I come home and I'm with my cat. And Navy gets taken out like 3 times a day, 3 to 4 times a day for a walk. Um, and some days 2, sometimes 4, but never less. And he's really good about not peeing in the house and stuff like that. He actually waits until he goes outside, but then all evening there are people with him. But during the day, he has maybe he's alone at most for 3 hours.
Yeah. And when you figure when we go to sleep at night, they're all sleeping too, right? We can go all night without using
And
the
then it's
bathroom.
well, Davros said dogs are social creatures just like us, need that interaction. If you're coming home to hang with them, you're doing just fine.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I don't know what's too long to leave a dog in a kennel, 8 hours. Is that too long? If once you get home, they're out for the whole rest of the day and night. I don't
Maybe
know.
also doesn't get credit, by the way. He has free reign of the whole house. Like he
Yeah.
doesn't get credit or anything like that. He walks around the house. He can sit by the TV. He can sit in the other
Well,
room. There's like
well,
many
one
rooms.
thing
Somebody,
one thing I used
somebody.
to do when I had a dog, the dog, couple dogs that we had, we used to have to work sometimes, And when we would go, we did have a kennel sometimes, but we also had a gate where we actually a couple gates, so we actually let the dog be in the whole kitchen area, the whole dining. Like they were able to roam around a little, but not the whole house. But it wasn't a kennel, so that seemed to work okay. We just come home and find them sleeping on the floor, taking a nap. I don't know.
Yeah.
So we had to leave Shasta in the crate, like temporarily until she stopped tearing stuff up. And then now she doesn't stay in the crate unless we go somewhere. We might actually now she's proven that she doesn't tear anything up, so we don't put her in the crate whenever we go out. But Luna, she'll be 6 months soon. So but we keep her in the crate because she's still tearing stuff up and peeing and pooping everywhere. So we're still trying to break her of that, but Shasta took a while, so I think maybe in like a month or so she'll be good to go. Won't have to be in the crate as much.
Oh, yeah.
But
Like
right
Jenny
now,
Marcus says, that's pushing it. I wouldn't let them stay in for 8 hours. I've always been
Yeah, I
told
wouldn't
that
do
you're
that to
supposed
them.
to like put a dog in a kennel from the time they're a puppy if you're going to kennel them to get them used to it or something. That's what I've always heard. I don't know if that's true or not.
Well, there's ways to train your dogs, right? I mean, there's ways I don't know, like somebody there mentioned puppy pads. I can't remember who it was, or newspaper, put it by the door and you can train them. If they can't hold themselves, at least pee on the newspaper or the puppy pad. I wouldn't expect my dog, and my dogs have had accidents, and that's totally okay with, there's been circumstances where I just, I'm at an appointment out of town and I literally just, something happened. I couldn't get home and I have paper by the door, and if they have to go, they do that there, and that's cool.
Finite World says some dogs love their crate and sleep. It's so funny. I call it a kennel. You guys call it a crate.
I call it a kennel too, actually.
Yeah.
But we don't even have it for maybe.
But they say some dogs love their crate and sleep in it with the door open. Joy Sumter says we never leave our dogs for more than a couple of hours. Someone is usually always home with them. Our female dachshund has separation anxiety, so we can't hardly ever leave her for long. Yeah, Joy Sumter, that's the lab that me and my wife had. We had to put him up for adoption because of that. He had that condition, and he dug through the kennel. Can you believe that, Lulu? You know how thick those plastic kennels are, right?
Mm-hmm.
He
Wow.
dug through that, and he dug a hole down into the linoleum floor, into the plywood while we were gone once. He did that in 2 hours.
Yeah. It's a shame.
Speaking of which, I gotta take the puppy out so she can go potty.
Yeah, that's all right. Just you can mute the mic and turn the camera off, whatever you need to do.
Yep.
We'll be here.
Yeah, I'll do that.
That's a tough. Yeah, that's true, Jenny. That actually happened. Chris Soleil's is back. That's a tough one, Lulu. Because if the person gives the dog love, but they have to put it in the kennel while they go work, not everyone.
Story of Dory said that Dory used her crate for protection. She felt safe there, and that's exactly it. Yeah, she felt safe. Sometimes. Ferrets, they always, or mine, always like to dig down in something or wherever, under something to go to sleep. It's just, I think it's security, safety, just.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I always thought if someone had to put their dog in a kennel and there's a little blanket in there for them and there's a little bit of food and water and stuff and they have to go to work, I guess I never thought that was cruel. As long as they let that dog out of that kennel for the rest of the day once they get home, I don't know.
As long as they're big enough.
Yeah, I guess that's true, depending on the size of the dog, because yeah, that's true. My mom was a senior citizen and takes care of her neighbor's dog during the day while her neighbor is at work, yeah. I know a lot of people where I live, we got a lot of fun. Do you guys have like those invisible fence collars? Have you seen those?
Yeah, I don't use them, but yeah.
I don't believe in that.
We have a dog that has been in the neighborhood the whole time since we bought this house, like 5 years. Same dog. Every time I drive by that house and I turn the corner, that freaking dog goes running right along my car or truck until he gets his zap point and then he stops. Yeah, every time.
I don't like those things.
What do you think about those, Lulu?
Oh no, I
No?
don't like those or shock collars or. But mind you, with the invisible fence, they learn quick and they don't go there anymore,
Well,
right?
that's what I
So
thought. I thought that
yeah,
they wouldn't get hurt because they'd realize their boundary and stay away from it.
they do. Well, kind of like a horse or cows with electric fence. The same idea. They know. I personally don't. Have never used it.
I always felt that was kind of mean to do to the poor animal because I don't know how badly it shocks them, you know. So, and I've heard of dogs actually dying from getting shocked. So,
Well, I've always wondered how it works when let's say they're at a running pace, right? They get to the point where it shocks them or whatever. But what about when they run through their shock zone and they're like 10 feet over it? What does it keep shocking them until they find their way back? I don't know how they work.
I'm not sure.
I guess just shocks them and it kind of startles them, and then if they do it again, you know, it happens again. So I guess, you know, eventually they'll learn, okay, if I go past this point, I'm gonna get shocked. So,
But what if they're
but
past the point though? Like they're running at breakneck speed and they run through their zone and they can't get back to the safe spot. Is it sitting there shocking them until or how does that even work? Or are they free once they make it through the zone? I don't know.
I think they have to
Mary,
do some
you should look
close
at your
to it.
moist pictures.
Oh, okay, Mary Neal, I will. Sorry, I didn't even bring that up. Well, what do you think about like tying dogs, like to trees, chains, things like that while you're gone?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Because I see that a lot on like farms and things. Dog
No.
will they'll have like a clothesline, with a chain. No.
Yeah, my
I see it
friend
like
did that with their dog.
I see it like this. If you're a human being and you want to be tied on a chain to something and you can only be limited to go a certain distance, then if you can live like that, then maybe you can let your dog live like that. That's the way I see it.
Yeah, my friend had their dog. They had a, I think it was a Sheltie, and this poor dog barely had any. Only had like a couple of feet, and you could see how long had been tied up to this tree because you could see, as it runs around the tree, how all the grass there was dead from him constantly running around it, and also just made it like a circle. And as far as he could run, so, and I always felt so bad for the dog. I was like, he's a that type of dog has a lot of energy. You can't keep him tied up like that, so eventually he actually figured out how to get off of it, and he ran off and disappeared, never came back. So
Let me show these just real quick. I know you guys won't see them in the Zoom room, but we actually had a few Green Bay Wacky Moist pictures. I'll just get them off the books. We got, look at that, Reese's 2 peanut butter cups. That sucks because I don't have any. That's from Kylie Brooks. We Animated Adventures last night put me on a reindeer sled. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That is hilarious. Sorry I missed these last night. TCTV did another. That took me to another spot. That's pretty cool, actually. Now I got to go back to the. That one took me to. That doesn't happen very often where it takes me to another spot. Hold on just a sec here. So that was that one. That was TCTV's. And then we had one more from the recycled dude. That's okay. I'm caught up on those. There we go. All right. Back to the Zoom now. Huh. Oh, everyone turns their camera off. Okay, great. It's just me up here.
well, I could turn it on, but the light behind
it's
is
okay.
really bright.
I'm
so
just funning with you. I'm just funning with you. A lot of good conversation going on here about pets. Oh, I got one for you.
The chaining of your pets. Some people are saying it's like a run. And some people are saying never chain your dog. I think what Wacky was referring to is people that chain their dogs permanently.
Yeah. Yeah, this dog I was talking about, he was always chained up to that tree. So
I think
then
if
they
you
had
chain
another.
your dog for maybe, for an hour or two on a run because you have to go somewhere and you can't watch him or her, then I suppose, that's understandable. But permanently chaining your dog, it's wrong. You can't do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You didn't see Mary Neal's picture, Green Bay Wacky.
I didn't see one from Mary Neal under Green Bay Wacky Moist. I wonder if she sent it. Let me see if it came a different way. Under notifications. That's what I thought. I thought Mary Neal.
Hashtag Green Bay Wacky Moist.
Let me look again. Sometimes it takes a few minutes to come through.
So Megan, how does Snow get along with your dog?
We're gonna find out today.
Well, how long have you had that kitten, Megan? Not that long.
3 days.
How long?
3 days. 2 or 3 days.
3 days.
I hope he's not like Freya and beats up the poor dog, because that's what Freya does, beats everybody up.
I have to take. Oh, that didn't work at all. I have to take him with me because he's so small. I can't leave him alone.
We got to see him again. Come on, Megan. Come on, let's see Snow again.
He's great. He's sleeping.
All right.
I'm a little bit worried about him. I'm not gonna lie. That's why I need to take him with because I saved the animals, right? So I got him from a marketplace, and I took him straight to the vet when I got him because I was obviously concerned. So I took him straight to the vet, and they put the dewormer and the flea stuff on him, and said that I should keep him for another week, and then just keep. He's really small, and keep an eye on him and keep an eye on his stools and stuff. And his stomach is upset. He's eating and drinking, but he's just sleeping. And I think maybe it's because he's so small.
Yeah.
I don't know. And he's got a little bit of an upset tummy. So I'm going to keep an eye on him and see how he goes for another few hours. And if he doesn't stop, then I'm going to have to take him back to the vet.
Sometimes if it's different, I don't know what they're feeding them where he was at, but sometimes when they get different food, they'll have upset tummies for a couple days, and then they adjust to it.
All the time though, when they're so tiny, I don't even remember.
Kittens, cats. Well, cats normally sleep 12 hours a day, but kittens, they sleep a lot because they use up so much of their energy so quick. They might run around for 5 or 10 minutes and be zonked out. So they're like, I guess they're like babies, they get tired easily and just fall asleep. So it's normal for them to sleep a lot. But I mean, yeah, I would keep an eye on him. Just if he has a runny stool for longer than a couple of days, then I'd take him to get checked. He might need another dewormer or something, because that's what happened with Jack. He had what's called a third eyelid, and it on the inner part of the eye, the eyelid protrudes over half of like the eye when they get that, and but found out they had roundworms. So they treated him, and then after a couple of days, his eyes went back to normal, and he's been a healthy cat ever since, and he's 7 now. So.
So the question I have, I think Lulu would probably have some insight on this. We've talked about it before, but it's just me. I had some people before, like I had like Humphrey, the hamster and all that. And some people were saying, and I was reading up online about it, some people are against small animals being caged. What do you guys think about that? Because my thought was, well, in the case of him, I mean, he's not out in the wild getting eaten by an owl. I mean, he's getting food and drink and a place to play. I don't know. What do you think of that? Small animals getting caged.
Well, my small animal is caged right now, but the cage door is open.
No, I'm talking I'm talking hamsters, gerbils, things
I think being in a cage for a hamster is okay, as long as it's not a cage this big. You know what I mean? You got to give it space. Also, take it out and give it attention, and things like that. I think you can't have a gerbil running around your house if you have a cat or a dog because they're going to eat it, right?
Well, you can't have a
I think that's
hamster run around your house because it'll be gone. It'll get through a little crack somewhere and be gone. I mean,
right.
hello,
I
Alyssa
have an
Paris
interesting
Rock fan,
story
by the
about.
way. What was that, Lulu?
Wasn't me.
I said I have an interesting story about that cats versus hamsters.
Oh no, I'm scared.
Well, back when I first was living with Rebecca and everything, this was 2016 and all, and our cat Jasper, he was a kitten then, he's about 4 months old, and she had a dwarf hamster, and the hamster always stayed in a cage and everything. She had a little wheel and all, but she also had one of those little balls that you put him in, and she can just like roll around the house and everything to be safe. Well, Jasper somehow the hamster got out of its cage, and you hear this going on, and I was like,
no.
and at the time, Rebecca had 2 roommates. So her roommate Brittany comes running in, bangs on the door and everything. Your cat Jasper has the hamster. I'm afraid of the hamster. I don't want to touch it. Help, help. So the hamster was fine, okay, but we got the hamster away from Jasper. But we had to actually move the hamster up high in a place where Jasper couldn't get to it because, well, also they her other roommate Michael, he kept the hamster in his room and kept the door shut because Jasper, if you give him a chance, he'll go after that hamster. So,
Yeah.
and the fact that he got it too, I was like, oh my gosh, I was hearing the screaming and everything, cats growling, and I'm like, what the heck is going on? It's like, this poor hamster. Just.
Well, like my
But-
daughter's hamster.
Hamster as well, by the way. Lulu wasn't here when I said that. Lulu, we also have a hamster named Hammy.
Right now, you have a hamster?
At Ivan's house, yes. Hammy.
Thanks for showing me Hammy.
I'll show you Hammy when I get there. I'm not there yet. I
Oh
won't be
my
going there.
goodness.
Another person who's got really cool animals is Alyssa. Alyssa's got bearded dragons.
Oh, cool.
Ooh.
I always wanted one, but my cat Jack likes to kill lizards, so he would
It
would be like a.
bearded dragon, especially if it's a big bearded dragon, because you get the pygmy ones, which is the small ones, and then you get the big ones, which is probably eat your cat. Because I know Dee Dee has also got the bearded dragons.
Yeah.
Well, I know a
think we
lot of
have
people
another-
keep their reptiles in like aquariums and things like that. What else can you do? I mean, with snakes and all that kind of stuff. I mean, where else can you keep them?
They're kept in like aquarium type glass cases normally. And again, I think it's important to be the right size and things like that. And you also got to interact with them the same way you do any other animal.
3 bearded dragons about the size of your forearm. I don't touch them. LOL, she says. That's Alyssa Parrish.
I think it depends a lot on, well, number one, how big of a cage. The bigger, the better. I have huge cages. My rat cage is about 5.5 feet. Oh, yeah, it's about 5.5 feet tall. It's huge, and they're levels, and the rats can come and go. And I do open the door, and they come out and run, so that's covered. My bird cage, I would like to have it bigger, but they're out twice a day. I open the door, and they fly on the sofa, fly around for an hour, and then they're playing.
Can I? Sorry.
Go ahead.
When I'm in a private hangout with Lulu and I see those birds, they are so cute, but they're like, I'm sorry, they're on her head, they're on her shoulders.
Okay.
And I am laughing my butt off. They are so cute, but I couldn't let these birds up on my hair. I couldn't.
Dave's like, oh my God, Lulu, don't they poop?
Oh my goodness, you are a hardcore animal lover.
So I guess my answer would be it's okay as long as it's, it's a fairly good sized cage and you're socializing with them. Absolutely. I mean, all my animals, my ferrets aren't caged at all. They run the house with the dogs. So,
Yeah, our cats could care less about the ferrets, but the dogs, they won't leave the ferrets alone. So, but we take them out to, or Rebecca takes them out to her nerd room and lets them run around in there and for
Yeah.
however long until they fall asleep. And then,
yeah, exactly.
so, but I mean, yeah, the dogs, I don't trust the dogs. Cats, like I said, they could care less about the ferrets. They're like, whatever. So they just walk by and they're like, okay, yeah, it's a ferret, whatever. So,
Yeah, I'm careful with the dogs. If it's supper time or something, I keep the dogs in a different room, of course. I'm not going to let the ferrets run around, smell the food. That just wouldn't be a good scenario.
I've got to answer a comment here. Where was it? Late to the fallout. Who's the hot chick in the corner? Wow. Well, what I would say, number one, we've got Megan's blog up here, and we got Mel Godoy down here, and I would say, like Megan, I think of her like a daughter late to the fallout. So, maybe who's the awesome chick in the corner, and maybe not even chick. And it could be Mel too, and she's married, so either way, you're screwed. So.
screwed on that one. No, I'm just kidding. I was waiting for a Creepy Wacky to say that.
I'm like, we got married, and we got one that's like my daughter, so either way, you're screwed late to the fall. Welcome to the stream. No.
No comment.
Sorry.
I used to have a cockatiel, Lulu. His name was KFC. Right, his name was KFC, and he used to sing to the tune of one of these. We had this washing powder ad because we used to leave the television on for him, because if there was nobody there that he could hear noises, and he used to listen to the adverts, and there was one particular advert that used to drive me insane, and it was a washing powder advert, and then it was mac 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 mac, and it used to go like that, and this bird started to sing that all the time, and his name was KFC. I mean, he was great. But he was one of those that used to, when we were at home, we would open the cage and he would free roam. So you would like climb all over me and stuff. The only problem is with the bird, you never know when they're gonna poop. So always ended up with no poop on me, always. But I love cockatiel.
I had a cock. Yeah, I love cockatiels too.
Mel Zeus is laying on my lap.
Oh, Zeus. Zeus, cute boy.
I love being sort of like, getting to enjoy my daughter's animals without having to keep them all the time. I get to enjoy the fun of them, but you're going home now. See ya.
No, but it's nice to have animals around all the time. I enjoy it. I like knowing that they're there. They give you a sense of calm, which is nice.
I gotta admit, like last night with Jag over here, and I'm petting him, and we went over to Walmart, and he's hanging out with me in the truck while my daughter's in shopping, and I don't know but I can't have a dog because some of the kids are allergic to him, so I can't have. If I have a dog, the dog would have to stay out here, like in the garage, and then I feel like it wouldn't be fair, He won't be able to live in the house on a regular basis, so.
Yeah, no, that wouldn't be fair.
I mean, we let Jag in last night, and he walked around and stuff, and we let him in there, but I couldn't have a dog in there all the time, because then there'd be the hair, and there'd
Well,
be.
you can get dogs that don't shed.
Yeah, I
miniature
know. There's hypo. That's what my
poodles.
daughter said, but I want a German Shepherd now. So, he's
Hey,
just.
Maddie Wood, how you doing?
Oh, hold on. I got to break out the microphone for this one.
Yep, bring it up.
It's June Gall. Hi, June.
Hey, June. Much love to you always.
June's got animals. I met him.
Everybody's talking about their cats and dogs licking stuff. Mal, which one is your dog that who licks your armpits? Shasta, yeah?
Both of them do, but they actually lick Rebecca's armpits. They don't bother.
Yeah, her dog's just funny. Rebecca will be sitting there talking to me, and then Shasta will come up and like crawl up to her. She's like, "Stop licking my armpits!" Like, funny.
The one I was just holding is Luna. I was like, she's beside me. I was like, where did she
remember,
go?
a dog's tongue is like actually very clean.
But can you imagine your dog wanting to lick your armpits all the time? It's weird.
No, I can't. Like, here, get away from those, Fido. You know. Hello, RV Davey, by the way. Well, you used to have a lot more animals too, Lulu. Didn't you say you used to back in the day have like gobs of animals? Didn't you raise hamsters or something at one point, or am I getting that wrong?
Hamsters and guinea pigs years and years ago. I had horses and cattle for most of my years, and then once my daughter graduated and whatnot, we sold our little hobby farm and moved into closer to town. So, but it was let me see. I had alpacas. We had horses, cows, just sheep, goats, potbelly pigs. And it's different though. Like that, those are farm animals. It's different when you have your pets in your home. You know.
So did you like when you say cattle? I mean, do you mean like cows, like for milking, or to raise them for like beef, that kind of stuff, or
Beef. Yeah, we had Hereford and Black Angus cattle. Yeah, and my daughter, we used to show the Herefords, 4-H shows and different cattle shows. So.
Miggy XO says, my nephew, when he was little, had a dwarf chicken, and he named him Gary, Indiana. That's funny.
I had a pet chicken. She was a brown layer, and her name was Wilma. Oh, I just loved Wilma. She was so sweet.
Really?
Yeah, until I ran over her.
Oh, jeepers. Well, if you look on the internet, I believe it's Mike the chicken, a medical oddity that lived without a head for 18 months.
Wow.
Yeah, you can Google it. It's 18 months, and they chopped the head off, and he kept living, and they would feed him with a syringe. He was like a medical oddity. Mike the chicken. Yeah, Google it. I used to think it was Jim, and someone Googled it in the stream one night, and I think it's Mike.
Poor chicken.
Well,
my favorite chicken is the one from Moana. Hey. The little chicken.
Yeah, all my kiddies, go Google it. Google. Everyone right now is going to Google to see if it's true. Mike the chicken.
Hi, Andrew.
I believe you.
Well, Mel, if you rent me a room in your house and I bring my animals,
Oh my God.
can you imagine the chaos?
24 animals. Oh my gosh. What do you have, Luna? Luna brought me a cat toy. Thank you, Luna.
Well, you know, one thing I found out when my daughter brought Jag over, I found this out a few weeks back, that actually pizza is not good for dogs. But not for the reason that I thought. It's not because of the meat it's the spices.
And onions.
Yeah, onions, garlic, the spices.
No, I used to give them just a plain pizza crust. I wouldn't give them the rest of it. But now I don't, because these two our pain. It's people food, so just stopped giving it to them.
Oh, RV Davy, you were in the hospital? It says 3 weeks in North Phoenix Hospital. I hope you're okay. Late to the fallout, animals in the house is like teenagers, just saying. No, the teenagers are way worse. Trust me on that. Sorry. Oh my goodness. Can I count my brother and sister as animals, Maddie Wood? Sure. That's all right. Megan knows she's got a kid. What do you think? Animals, the kid, which is worse to take care of?
The kid is worse. Animals are easy.
Well, my wife, she used to laugh. We had a friend named Greg. We worked with him and his wife. They didn't have any kids yet. They were young, but they had animals. And we were at a Christmas party once, and we at that time had like 4 kids. And he was comparing the animals to us taking care of our kids, like that they have all this experience with parenting because they have the animals. And my wife was always laughing because, yes, we know it's a hard job taking care of the animals, but I can't take my kid and stick him in a kennel and go, it's like, so she always laughed.
My animals listen better than my kid does. Just saying. Like, listen, don't get me wrong, my child is my life. Like, she's everything to me. But I can honestly say, having my dog and my cat, now my cat and my fish, they are a lot easier to handle than a 6-year-old who thinks she's about 23.
Yeah. That's why my wife always makes that joke up. It's a running joke that we've had our whole marriage, like from that Christmas party forward. Like, yeah, she's. But having kids is just like having a dog.
Yeah, especially when the child is 6
Divine K Raven, hello.
Hey, Luna. Sorry, that screech was Luna because Freya decided to attack her, so Freya's mean.
See, the one thing I've noticed just being older and watching all different kinds of people with pets, I think the hardest thing about animals that I've learned, everyone's got a different standard of what's being mean to an animal or being nice, or there's like all these different there doesn't seem to be an exact standard, Wow, we can hear Mel typing away.
Sorry. I need to get one of those quieter keyboards that don't make so much noise. But
Well, I don't know. For all you know, you can hear me typing away. I'm typing. I don't know if you can or not.
Phones are the death of social interaction, 100%, Andrew.
What does it say? Phones, the death of social interaction, the things. Yeah, sure. Okay, Andrew. All my
Another
kitties.
thing that gets me is that people always turn a blind eye to animal abuse, and I have a big problem with that.
Yeah.
Do you hear animal disability now? I'm glad.
Yeah, there's some really mean stuff, and I'm not even going to repeat some of the stuff I've seen. I'm not going to repeat it, but one night Cab told me something was done to animals, certain animals. I said I didn't believe it, and he said, go to YouTube and look. And I went and I looked, and I wish I wouldn't have looked.
Remember that stream that I did where I lost my shit because of people on YouTube?
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Do you really want me to get going on that?
Sure.
That is, I am appalled. I'm appalled people think it's okay to fling your cat across a room on a
live stream. That one person was throwing her cat over her shoulder.
Right, that was on Twitch actually.
Yeah.
And then the other one was the woman with her dog.
Yep.
On YouTube.
She was what was she doing? Smacking it or something on the
smacking it and stuff like that. And I don't understand why. And then the same woman that threw the cat also posted another video where she was putting vodka into the cat's mouth.
Yep, vodka into the cat's mouth.
And there was another video as well. It's like more than one of the same person doing the same thing, and nothing gets done.
Oh, her animals should be taken away and her channel shut down. Seriously.
I did a whole 2 to 3 hour stream about since when is animal abuse okay. It's disgusting. I sit here, and then you get people out there in this world like Mel and Lulu and me and other people who try and save animals, and then you go and you see this kind of crap online. Like it's, you know what I mean? Like it's disgusting. It's actually disgusting behavior. Those people should have their channels removed.
Yeah, that's the thing I thought about that is it's not that they weren't like killing the animals or anything like that, but my goodness.
Matter.
But it was like, and I can't believe YouTube wouldn't do anything about that. Yeah.
Well, they said YouTube took the video down, so you got a little slap on the wrist.
Yeah. I don't know what to make of what Diana Johnson said. She said she had a comment here. I gotta rewind this here.
Today, Phil.
She says, I think they should not be allowed to let shelters put animals to sleep because they don't find a home.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I mean, if you didn't put
them, animal shelters that have a no-kill policy. But there are still ones that if the animal is there for a certain period of time and it doesn't get home, they do put them down.
And hello, Ben Inya, by the way. So, Lulu, are you still there?
She's muted.
She's muted. She'll come back.
Oh,
yeah, we're done. We're done. Yeah, gotcha. Oh.
I just think that animal abuse, people do it so openly and freely, and that there's no abuse, no form of abuse is okay, whether it's minor or whether it's big. No form of it is okay. Would you be smacking your child on a stream like that? No. So why would it be okay to do it to an animal?
My neighbors were throwing their chickens up in the air and watching them hit the ground. Wow. Andrew Fishman's talking about channels that did get removed. Oh, okay. Kel's Fams, no kill shelters, still kill because they run out. Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't know what a shelter can do if they get so many animals at some point. Don't they must have to put them down or something. Late to the Fallout, thanks for stopping by. My internet dropped out again. Braden Brand Reality TV. Oh, Mary Neal, let me see. She said she might have got us a Green Bay Wacky Moist. She wanted us to see it, so hold on a sec here. Oh, Mel Godoy's got Shasta. There's Jenny. Yes, okay, we got Mary Neal's and we got Kel's Fams. Hold on, we got 4 beautiful pictures here. Let me just show these real quick.
Thanks, Dad.
We've got this one came from Mel. That must be Shasta, right?
There's Shasta.
That's
Shasta.
And
she's
that's
not
Jenny
listening.
Yeah, there's Jenny Marcus' cat. And Mary said that she used to do horse riding, a barrel, whatever it was. Yeah, she's showing us a picture here. I'll kind of make it large. Oh, that's not the one. That's her puppy. It's a dual picture. One animal sleeping and one from when she used to ride horses. Maybe she still does. And then Kel's Fam's got a black cat here, actually. Awesome. Thank you for those pictures, guys. I'm doing a live stream right now. We're talking about animals. And?
If you refresh, I just sent one of Snow.
Yeah, I'm on an actual live stream. And Deborah Dawn It's got one. Oh, look at that. Look at those puppies. That is so cute. He's coming to steal one of my pops, guys. That's my kid, by the way.
Jay Breezy.
Wait. If you're going to come back here, come back here. Say,
I see you, Jay Breezy.
No, one, not two. Come, you got to come say hi. Come say hi. Here's
Or
the
someone
rapper.
else.
Easy. When do we get another song from you?
No, he owes me one song. We're going to be doing at least one.
I'll think about it.
He's gone. He just got back from a big date with his girlfriend, so.
Oh.
He's like, why'd you have to tell him that?
Oh,
Sorry. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness gracious. I think I think I actually have to here, hold on a sec here. I'm gonna play a video real quick. I am Mr. Funky. Mr. Funky. 52 is the new 30. Mr. Funky. Mr. Funky. 52 is the new 30. Mr. Funky. Mr. Funky. I'm Mr. Funky. Mr. Funky. I'm Mr. Funky. I'm Mr. Funky. Get your groove on. Get your groove on and be like Mr. Funky. Mr. Funky. Get your funk on, get your funk on, get your funk on. And be like Mr. Funky. I'm Mr. Funky. Mr. Funky. Mr. Funky. Yes, I'm kind of chunky. I'm addicted to being funky. Just like a funky junkie. Yes, I'm kind of chunky, but I am Mr. Funky. I'm Mr. Funky. I like to wear hats cause I know where I'm at. I'm Mr. Funky. Funky monkey. Mr. Funky. Like a junkie. And I'm chunky. That's right, I'm chunky. Mr. Funky is in your town. Mr. Funky is funking all around. I am Mr. Funky. I am funking all around. I am funking all over the town. Funky monkey, I am Mr. Funky. I'm Mr. Funky. I am funking all around. Funky. Get your groove on, get your funk on, get your groove on, get your funk on. Be like Mr. Funky. Maybe don't be chunky, but be like Mr. Funky. Get your groove on, get your groove on. I am Mr. Funky. I'm Mr. Funky. I am funking all over the town. I am funking up and down. I'm Mr. Funky. I'm Mr. Funky. Get it, get it, get it. 52's the new 30, you heard it said by me. I'm Mr. Funky, I'm back in action, I'm Mr. Funky. Mr. Funky, kind of chunky, chunky funky monkey. Mr. Funky, Mr. Funky. I got a belly that's kind of chunky. Funky, chunky belly, chunky, funky monkey. Get it, get it. Mr. Funky's back in your neighborhood today. I might give you nightmares, don't know what you'll have to say. Mr. Funky's back, I'm funking out in every way. The funky, chunky, monkey belly, funky, chunky. Get it, get it, get it. Mr. Funky's back, Mr. Funky's back, Mr. Funky's back, Mr. Funky's back. Get it, get it. Guitar, guitar, guitar. Mr. Funky, Mr. Funky. Get it, get it, get it. Mr. Funky, chunky, monkey, funky, belly, chunky, monkey. Mr. Funky. Get it, get it, get it, get it. I'm Mr. Funky and I'm funkin' out in every way. I'm kinda chunky, I told you that the other day. Mr. Funky's going to make a brighter day. I'm Mr. Funky. Funky, funky, monkey, chunky. Look at my belly, I'm chunky, monkey, funky, chunky, monkey. Mr. Funky's back, Mr. Funky's back, Mr. Funky's back in the sack. You know, every show, let me crank up the microphones here and make sure everything's back on. Desktop. Okay, guys, you know I'm going to say support our veterans. We have a veteran up on our panel, Mel Godoy. Support our veterans around the world. We have men and women that serve all over the world. We have different allies, different bases, all that stuff. And don't ever take the politics of the world out on the veterans. That POW flag that's up there, you know, Cab 7's always got that right behind him in his set. Prisoners of war, send your prayers out to their families and to them. We want them all accounted for. We want to know where they are. We want them to come home. And if you're not a believer, it's okay. Send positive energy out. Our first responders, a lot of them are volunteers. Fire, police, EMS. We take for granted that call comes in. Could be their last call. They don't know what situation they're running into. And please, just always remember to pass this along to your children. They need to know this. The veterans, the first responders, you guys are my heroes. And I always say this. I'm not a veteran. I'm not. I'm going to pull out my dad's flag again. I am the son of a veteran. Thank you. Thank you, Dad. I'm going to give a round of applause here. If you're a veteran, if you have served, if you're a family that has someone serving, they have served, or maybe they've even paid the ultimate price, this round of applause is for you. Mel, thank you for serving. All our veterans in the community, thank you for serving. And with that, I will go back to the Zoom room. So, we're back.
We're back.
So there was another subject that I wanted to hit real quick on this stream. Children and pets. Children and pets. What do you think about that? What do you guys think about that?
Okay, well, I have a 6-year-old, and I don't think children should be left in charge of pets. If you're going to have a child with a pet, you need to be sure that you're going to be responsible for that pet. That's what I think.
Do Do you think there? Oh, and by the way, Story Adori didn't know that Mel Godoy is a veteran. Yes, she's a veteran. Story Adori. Yep. So Lulu, do you think there's an age that a child should get a pet where they're responsible for that pet 100%, or
Oh my goodness.
put you in the hot seat? Or do you think it just depends on the kid?
Well, definitely. It sure depends on the child and what type of pet. Um, I've adopted a lot of ferrets over the years because of children, because they were getting bitten. But I mean, children aren't very gentle with them. Some of them aren't. I think around 8 years old, 7 or 8. I think some parents will buy their 5-year-old a hamster. I don't know. Unattended, no. But if the parents, if they're going to have a pet where a parent or a guardian will be around to assist, that might be a little different. But to buy your 4 or 5-year-old a hamster and put it in their room, I personally say no.
Yeah, I that's where the caged animal thing would fall into. I think that'd be too young. I got to correct my story. Story Adori knows that Mel Godoy is a veteran. Was reminding. I'm sorry. The way you said it, I thought you said Mel Godoy is a vet. I thought it was like you're asking the question, Thomas. I'll take the beating on that. David Newland, thank you for the $2 super chat. Check Green Bay Wacky moist. Okay, I will.
Rookie mistake.
Rookie mistake, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
the way he worded it, I thought he was asking the question, like, Mel Godoy's a veteran? He was making a statement. I guess it was my bad. He didn't put the question mark after it, so. Yeah, you know what's funny? Lulu, you know the dog I told you about that we had, Tiffany, that we had to put down after about 15 years?
Mm-hmm.
My wife's friend actually gave her that dog as a present, and she loved her and everything, but she always told me, people shouldn't give people pets as presents
No.
without them sort of like just springing it on. Look what I got you, puppy.
I agree with that. Don't give children, like you read about all these stories about people adopting or buying dogs and cats for kids as Christmas and birthday presents, and I don't know. I don't think it's very smart to do that. I really don't.
Yeah, I think they should sort of know it's coming and they sort of agree,
Fine.
I got my first cat when I was 6 years old, but I had my nana and my mom helping me take care of him. But he was my best friend, so I treated him like my best friend too. He was spoiled, and he he was a great cat. So had him for 16 years.
Wow.
But yeah, I think I guess it depends on the age, maybe the maturity level, responsibility level. Because some kids, if they're 6, they might be more mature than most 6-year-olds. So so they
Right.
might be taught to be more responsible. And I'd help feed him and clean his box and all that stuff. And he liked being outside, so we bring him in at night and everything. So
Yeah, Fireberry the Fam says young children should not be responsible for a pet until they have been supervised for some time caring for that pet, and then, even then, checking on the care habits is a must. And
Right.
Kel's Fam says, I've had cats my whole life. I had to wait until I was 12 for a dog. And Jenny Marsa says, oh my goodness, yes, there were friends of ours here where the kid bought her parents an Australian Shepherd puppy. So yeah, I guess that's on people's mind. Hey, I'm going to motor through real quick. I got 5 Green Bay Wacky Moists. Raymond Doolin wanted me to check, but it turns out there were a bunch of other ones. I just want to show them real quick. We've got, that one's serious. That's a Wall of Honor for veterans, actually. That's pretty cool, actually.
cool.
That's a Wall of Honor. Make sure this is still, yep, okay, for veterans at Looks like Walmart or something. All my kitties, that's cute. Some cat pictures. Kylie Brooks, that's a dog picture. Oh, that's adorable. He's on his back. Glowing eyes, too. Kind of looks like the Amityville Horror. Sorry, he might be possessed. No, just kidding. Sorry, I know it's just the camera. That Kylie Brooks, that's cute. Miggy XO, this is my boy Booger. He's a mini Australian Shepherd. Oh, look at that. He's so cute. Oh, my goodness, he's adorable. Absolutely adorable. And then Megan's blog has Snow with a little toy. Oh, that's so cute. Those are all cute. And then we're back to Dawn Den. I just wanted to show those real quick. Thank you, everyone, for those pictures. Thank you, everyone, for those pictures. Man, a lot of people have pets, I'm realizing, doing this stream.
I was very blessed. I grew up around animals from the time I was a baby. My mother used to breed bulldogs, and we also had Maltese poodles and stuff, but she stopped the breeding just before I was born. And then we always had dogs and birds. And then later on, we had cats too. I think I had a cat that lived until she was like 19 years old. And her name was Zany. And she lived forever. She was a wonderful cat as well. I was very blessed to grow up with animals, but I don't think children should be responsible for animals at all.
Well, I know there are a lot of... I've seen kids with pets, and they don't treat them very nice. They're like dragging them around by their necks and stuff, Like kind of like a rag doll,
Yeah, I knew this one lady. She had a Chihuahua puppy, and her son's friend came over, and he was like squeezing the life out of this poor puppy, and she actually had he actually injured a poor puppy, and she had to take it to the vet and almost died. So
wow.
And I was like, wow, just this puppy is so cute and sweet. It's just, I was like, well, I probably have to watch some kids around, around animals, just train them or, teach them how to handle the animals, how to pet them and everything. So
I also think it's important that before you get an animal, you should research that animal, especially the breed, because different requirements for different animals. People see, let's say, a Rottweiler puppy, and they're like, oh, that's so cute because Rottweiler puppies are just adorable. But they don't realize the work that it takes to actually care for a Rottweiler or a big dog like that. I think it's important that people always research the breed of animal that they're interested in, to see how much work really goes into it.
Well, yeah, some people, it's funny you say that, because I learned over time that certain dogs are better with kids, things like that.
Right.
That's a good point, actually, to research the breed that you're going to get, actually.
Right.
What breed of ferrets do you have, Lulu?
Lulu's mute.
Lulu's muted.
Ferret.
the ferret breed.
I'm sorry. I just want to see if you were still there. I'm going to ask Lulu what breed of ferrets she has.
Oh gosh, I don't know. I have a dark-eyed white and
A boy.
I don't know. I have two ferrets.
Just funning with you. No, tell me this, though, because I always forget this, Lulu. I know I could Google it, but I'm not going to. Again, ferrets, are they part of rodent family or no? It's marsupial?
No.
Carnivore?
They're carnivores.
Carnivore.
They eat meat.
They eat meat?
Yeah.
So they're not related in any way to like hamsters or guinea pigs or anything?
No.
But they look kind of rodent-y, sort of,
No.
I always thought they looked related to meerkats or something like that.
Yeah.
The meat family.
Rebecca's aunt told us that they're related to the mink. So.
And they like meat, so.
Yeah, they're carnivores. They like meat. and they like to poop in any corner that they can find.
Do you guys actually feed your ferrets meat, or is that just what they like?
That's what you should
The
do. Them.
food I have is actually liver, chicken liver.
Chicken liver. Like, does Archie and all that get meat, Lulu, or
No,
no?
no.
I know Kaplan feeds her ferret minced meat, like what you guys call hamburger.
Yeah.
Would that be raw? You just they don't need it cooked like a burger, right?
I want a bacon cheeseburger, thanks.
Come on, you ever given Archie like a hamburger or something, Lulu?
No.
Never. No McDonald's cheeseburger.
No, he doesn't care for that.
That would be bad for.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we don't give them any meat.
No, because it's
It's in the
pellets
food,
is
so.
chicken livers.
But I know they like rubber. They like to chew on like rubbery stuff. So
Ferrets like to chew on rubber?
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh.
yeah, they love rubbery stuff.
Yeah. Like erasers off pencils and stuff like that.
Do they actually eat them, or do they just chew on them?
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we get these little sticks, these little rubbery
Treat sticks.
treat sticks for the ferrets, and they love those. they demolish them. You give them to them, they're gone. They're like really quick. So
No, hey, even the dogs. I mean, I was making the joke earlier. You know, Jag was over yesterday, and he was finding stuff in my garage, and he just started chewing on it. Markers, pens, and you know what he did? He took my freaking clown nose. Jag did, and started chewing on it. I know, I've got dog saliva on this now, but I saved it. We got it out of his mouth quick.
Just like
yeah,
I was
Luna
like, that's
got
my
a hold
nose,
of
Jag!
Mel, can't you
The
show
little-
us Creature? Can you take him out the cage and show us Creature?
What?
The
latest one.
Yeah, Beckett's gonna go get them. But well, they
Well, if
used
you
to
want
have
to
these
see
little
Mel's ferrets, you can watch Rebecca's Realms pterodactyl dance.
Yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
get her some rules on that.
I think this ferret has a cute little face.
Yeah,
Hello, Southern
They're sweet.
Belle.
Dobby's he's been so happy since we got Creature for him. He's just been because I mean I think that's why he was so restless. I think he just wanted a friend, and then as soon as we got Creature for him, he calmed down and he's so happy. So and I'm glad to see him happy and calm, and they like to fight over the hammock so that they have in their cage.
Aww.
Yeah,
And
they're best buds. So.
for the most part, your 12 animals don't fight with each other, Mel.
Well, we have two cats. They're the alpha cats. We have an alpha male and alpha female. And Freya is just alpha of all the animals. It doesn't matter. She puts them all in their place. So, but yeah, they get along for the most part. Cleo doesn't like Freya, so whenever she gets near her, she growls and hisses at her. So,
Only
but
your cats argue. Nothing else argues.
Well, no, I'm kind of used to that. When I'm in the hangouts with Lulu, she growls and snarls at me, so.
oh, okay.
Sorry, Lulu, the truth is out.
that's okay.
How long do rabbits live? We had ours 10 years. Well, at least 10 years. Diana Johnson.
There's Creature. Look at him. He's so cute.
Oh, look
That's a
at
good
that.
raccoon. Hey, guy.
It kind of looks
Feels
like a
like-
raccoon, but it's a ferret.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you for the kisses.
He's like, what's going on?
I love the
Oh my
little
God.
markings on his face. It's so adorable.
Oh, man.
Hi. You say hi? Hi, you sniff? I didn't want to chew on my phone case because it's rubber, but no.
Are your ferrets caged, or they run around the house generally?
I let them out in my nerd room and stuff, so the other animals don't step on them and stuff.
Oh,
Yeah, because I was telling them that the cats
But they
care less about the
sleep-
ferrets, but
They
the
sleep in
dogs,
the cage though.
the dogs won't leave them alone. So
I can't remember, Lulu. Does Archie and the other one sleep in the cage, or are they out all night?
No, they don't go in a cage. They have their own little room, and they have their bed. What we did is took an old suitcase, like one of the hard ones from years ago, and cut holes on two sides, and then a big hole on top, and there's a blanket in there, and they go in it and they curl up together and go to sleep. That's where they sleep.
So that they don't have bunk beds then.
No.
It's cute when they curl up like that.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
they snuggle.
Do your ferrets fall off stuff like ours do?
They're so
Oh
graceful.
yeah. Oh yeah, very graceful.
Yeah.
And they try to fly.
Yeah.
What is
Yeah.
suicide to recovery talking about? Talking about McDonald's, millions are killed. What is a healer's breed? I don't know what that is.
Like a blue healer.
What kind of animal is that? I mean,
It's a type of hound dog.
McDonald's
like,
and
I
dogs.
just can't believe how quickly they grow, these ferrets. I mean, you've had that ferret for how long now?
Gosh, probably about a month. Not that long. He was
He's huge already.
yeah. I was like, is there a miracle grow in your food? Because you need to slow down, buddy. You're getting too big.
Right.
So, but yeah, blue healers. They're like they're hound dogs. They look kind of like maybe like foxhounds, the American foxhounds.
Well, I just want to let everyone know we're probably going to wrap this up in about 5 minutes. Megan's got some stuff to do, and it's kind of late for Lulu. She's a couple hours ahead. And I just want to thank all you guys for coming up here. It was kind of a different subject I've never tackled before. I think it went pretty well, actually.
I enjoyed it.
I love talking about animals. So, especially since we've got
Never
a ton.
never done a stream about it ever, Not just flat out let's just talk animals and see where it goes, And I just want to thank you guys for coming up here, Lulu and Megan's blog and Mel Godoy. Is there anything you want to tell anyone in the chat about animals or any advice, just anything at all that you'd want to say before we check out here?
I guess going back to how Megan was talking about the Rottweilers and the different breeds, that's definitely a good idea to before you get a dog, research its breed and all, because if you're the type of person that's very active and you want an active animal, then make sure you research the type of breed, because if you're a couch potato and you don't want something very hyper, high maintenance and everything, then I wouldn't get a very energetic dog. I'd try to get something more docile, more more lazy. So I know Shasta, I didn't know anything about Rhodesians, and they they're very energetic and everything. Luckily Shasta's kind of lazy, so Shasta's kind of lazy, but she does like going outside and everything. She loves to run and all that, so I'm glad we have a huge yard for her to run around in. But I didn't realize how energetic she was when we got her. So, but I mean, I love her to death. I would never give her up. So, she's,
so your advice,
she's my baby.
research the dog. What about
Animal you're gonna get.
what about Lulu? You got any advice for anyone in the chat about anything about animals, Lulu?
Yeah. Hug your pets.
Yeah.
All the time. That's my advice.
Short and sweet. Hug
Hug
your
them.
pets.
Yes, sir.
And
love.
Megan just kind of jumped on the research the dog thing. And I got to do something real quick, though. Fireberry the Fam says my birthday is tomorrow or today for you. So happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Fireberry the Fam. Happy birthday to Fireberry the Fam. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
For an English empath, thanks for coming. Thanks for all the Green Bay Waggy Moist pictures too, by the way. Not sure if I'll be on later for an Insomniac or not. I might. I don't know. We'll see. Kind of in a video mood. Lots of new videos to watch on my channel, guys. One featuring Megan's blog, by the way. Halloween in China. If you haven't seen it, it's pretty funny. And yeah. Suicide to Recovery. Thanks for coming, Kel's fam. Story of Dory Thomas. Thanks for being here. Judy Bond. Fireberry the fam, of course. Again, thanks to the panel. Lulu, love you. Megan's blog, Mel Godoy. Oh, R. Conklin Art's out there. Hello, R. Conklin. Sorry, we're just leaving. Oh, you know what I forgot to play? I'll just say it. Thank you, all the moderators, for dropping all the links, keeping everything in order tonight. Thank you, moderators, for all you do. Thank you. Big round of applause for everyone wearing the links. Diana Johnson, Joshua Coe. I know Nina Landis was out there. Chris Salays, Raymond Dooland, Judy Bond, just to name a few. Theo
Thanks,
T.
Joshua.
Yeah. Jojo Walker was here too with the raid. Thank you, Jojo Walker, for that raid earlier. June Gall was here. June Gall. Anyone else we should say goodbye to?
I don't know.
I don't know. Miggy XO, Diana
Thank
Davros.
you for looking. Good night.
Yep, Davros Von Scaro. Beth Plant. Seamstress. I'm going up here. Southern Belle. Life with Linda. Oh, Life with Linda was out there. And Angels Among Us. Wilma Burgooch the fam. Herman the Great. Well, I think all I can say is we said goodnight to as many people as we can. We'll see you on the next stream. Love your animals.